That's just a rock bass. Always check your worm, make sure your hook's not exposed. You don't want to make a good cast and catch weeds or something. Fish, just pull on it and play with it a lot and just let them keep biting at it. And sometimes a bigger fish in the area will come over and see what they're doing. They'll hear the commotion going on, them biting at it and getting crazy on it, and they'll come over and take it from them. So don't ever get discouraged if you feel light bites on these docks and you catch a lot of little fish, because you're gonna have to keep your bait in the zone to get them large to come out. And sometimes you got to catch some little ones. You know, you just got to weed through them. Eventually you get some good fish off these docks and in between them. We've seen some more docks, so we're gonna go in and try for some more big largemouth off these docks. I'm always looking ahead at the other dock just to see what's in store, you know, try to pick it apart, you know, of where a good spot to cast on it before I get to it. All right, understanding these docks and how they, you know, which ones are better than others. The ones that have deeper water under them are the ones you want to fish. The ones that have no water, they're kind of tough to fish. You know, you got to have something underneath to hold the fish, rocks, pilings from that hold the dock up. You know, you'll have the stairs coming down in the water off the docks, steps coming down, and have a ladder coming into the water, and you have a lot of cross members on these docks, wood that goes vertical and diagonal underneath these docks. So it's really good structure for bass. Once you get some docks like this with some water on it, they have a tendency to get up in there and just, you know, ambush bait and stuff like that. They have an ambush point. So always check the docks for fish, and then, you know, see what's going on. See what kind of water you got. Oh, that's a big bass, man. Oh, that's a big bass on the docks right there. 8-pound test. Digging and digging and digging in these weeds here. Maybe I'll just keep them tight and they'll come out, hopefully. You see him? Oh, he didn't like that too much, me touching his face. Oh, oh, that's a big bass. Oh, look at that. That's a nice fish. Real nice fish. Real fat, thick. Let's put him back. Oh, nice. Nice. All right, the weeds were real thick and really thick around the docks, and then they just got deeper, the docks right here, and rocky around them. That was just a perfect scenario. They just got a little deeper, and that was the first deep dock. I think the change of color of the bait worked in our advantage with this overcast, the darker bait. They could see it better. bought a few off the docks, and we ran out of docks here. So what we're gonna do is, until we get to the other docks on the other side of the lake, we're gonna fish some deeper weeds and see what we can come up with, and should catch some big fish. Seems like a good day for them to be cruising the deeper weeds. From here, it tells me this point, it's telling me that it goes this way because there's a rock pile out to my right. It looks like the contour goes out. It's definitely visual structure out from the point, and we have rocks coming up out of the water. We got some cormorants out there using them. But we're gonna go out and try to see if we can catch something off that point while we're here. Those birds eat a lot of fish. They dive down about 30 feet, 25 feet to get fish. How you doing? Sometimes I change my baits from wacky to weedless as I'm fishing docks. And if there's too much weeds around them, you want to fish it weedless. So if there's not too many weeds, I'll hook it back in the middle of the worm, wacky rigged, and I'll hook the fish a lot easier that way when I do feel them bite. But if you notice the weeds starting to get hooked on your line a lot, just hook it weedless and it works just as well. Seems like now that the sun's coming out and starting to get brighter out today, and they're getting up under them docks tight. There's a good bass off the docks. There's a good one. That's not too big, but he'll keep. He's 12 inches. Nice size largemouth, just keeper size. Good quality fish. And they're also fun to catch off these docks when they're running. Gives you a little challenge to pull it out from the dock. Nice one. It's not too big. He's a keeper though. Another keeper size fish. Got him in these weeds here out in front of this shoreline. Another year he might be a keeper size, but it's probably only about 11 inches. Maybe 12 incher. It's a good fish. Good healthy fish in this lake, no skinny fish. Man, tore the heck out of that worm. Seems like the little ones rip your worms up more than the bigger ones. Okay, we got a big tree here. It's a perfect scenario where it comes out into deeper water. Real big tree, and it has a lot of limbs on it. We're just gonna fish it out a little deeper and see what we can come up with. The fish usually hold to this wood and stuff like that in the midsummer like this. It just comes all the way out to like 15 feet of water. We're just gonna fish it right on out. We're using a I'm using a slide weight rig with a Senko on it, and I'm just dropping it down along the side of the structure of the tree and working it in some deep water. Got it hooked weedless so it doesn't hook on any of the branches. I'm still feeling branches all the way out here. Salt in these baits that once they hold, they bite them, they just don't let go. They hold right onto them. I've had them run 20, 30 feet with these worms without even spitting it out. We're fishing some deep structure out here. We got brush piles marked with buoys. The locals put in the water. The one we're going to fish is the size of like a Volkswagen Bug. So we'll give it a shot here and see if we can get some deep fish off some wood, off some structure. There's a good fish. That's a big bass. That's a nice fish. Here he comes. Ah, he's a big one. Nice fish. He's digging now right here by the boat. Here he comes up. Wow, nice fish. Wow. It's one thing you don't want to do is horse these fish in with this light line. They get in to the boat really green and they'll just snap you right off. You want to tire them right out. There's a nice fish. Oh. There's a nice 4-pounder. It's a nice fish, fat, real short and thick. Man, that's a really nice fish. Put him back. That was fun. What we're doing here is we're just fishing like right out 5 feet, 10 feet off the lily pads, just where it drops off the weed edge, and just the fish are cruising along that sweet spot, I call it, and it's just where the bottom of the lake, you just disappears into your vision when you're up on it and you can't see the bottom. It's just a cruising zone for the fish, I call it, and it's just a really great way to cover water is using these Senkos, but you put a slide weight on them, and you put a little weight onto them, and then when the fish bites, they'll just run with no weight because it slides, and they won't feel any of the weight. So, and we're just covering some water like that, and catching some big largemouth. Just today, I wanted to shoot out to you that we're not using any electronics. For you guys that don't have any of this expensive electronics and stuff, you do not need any of this stuff, you know, to fish the shallow water that we're fishing today. You can just, you know, read the water with your eyes, and the fish finders just don't even work in the shallow of water anyway, so I don't even have them on today, and we're doing really well. We did some dock fishing today. Hope you guys picked up some good tips on some midsummer largemouth fishing. I'm your host of the show today, Louis Earbaron. Thanks for watching Garden State Adventures.